It's target acquired for Raffaele Marciello. And every moment now is potential triumph and disaster. We're 5 hours and 48 minutes away from time expiring, and this could be one of the defining moments of the race. Let's see what the performance differential is between these two cars. We've seen it in time terms, but taking time out of the leader and then having enough performance differential to make a clean pass, those are two very different things. On any racetrack, they are worlds apart here at the Nurburgring Nordschleife.
So who's got the straight line speed? Because that is what you need to have the race ability to make the pass. Up the Dottinger Hole is the place which is the easiest way to make a pass on this circuit. You can get closer on Kesselchen if you've got good straight line speed, and then make the move a little bit later on in the lap as the gap down to 1.468 seconds. This is so tight.
Hang on, I'm throwing my stopwatch away now. It's not required. It is now, it is a visual gap as they're heading up from Bergwerk. 6 hours to go, by the way, pointed out by RTL, RSL 19N24. You'd have made money on this one. The top 10, no Audis, 1 Mercedes, but 3 Lamborghinis with 6 hours to go. That's your top 10 among the other cars in there. And a Ford, and 1 Porsche, 2 Porsches actually, and a BMW. And that's where the battle is at the moment. Marciello is absolutely throwing the car at the corners. Talk about let off the leash in the last couple of hours. We picked a good time to come back on, Peter, didn't we, when we did these rotors earlier on in the week? I could not have known what was going to be happening, but my goodness, it's almost as if they've taken the limiter off the BMW drivers. And Marciello hoving into view now with 102 laps completed. The gap is down to nothing at all. In Nürburgring terms, this is as good as side-by-side racing, and we could have this any time through. Getting on for halfway round the lap now as they wind their way through the forest, through the S-curve and down towards Brunchen. Easy to get offline there and just understeer as the camber stops helping you.
Those who have woken up early from their slumber will be getting, at Brunchen, they'll be getting treated to a real battle here, seeing the Rowe BMW get closer and closer to the Manthey Porsche. Two titans of the Nürburgring 24-hour here. Two teams that know how to get the job done. I can't believe one of the Manthey mechanics is sleeping through this.
You sleep when you can get it.
Yeah, exactly, you can.
You sleep when you can get it. We were talking about this at Le Mans, weren't we, last weekend? The LMP2 mechanics, they do 2 laps on a 37 to 40 minute stint, and 6 minutes to 8 minutes into their stint, they have to be ready because the window's open again if there's slow zones or safety cars. Here it's a little bit longer. Incredible stuff that is going on here at the Nürburgring Nordschleife. Good morning if you are just joining us. Good evening if you've stayed up all night, if you're further to the west of us, working the time zones. What an enthralling and intriguing race. BMW with one of the touring cars to pass before, again, it is only the hallowed tarmac between it and the leader.
And the track is now going much more towards green flag racing, with only 1 yellow flag in slow zone at Versailles and a code 60 at Exmüller. So that's basically 1 zone at all. The rest of it is clear. In fact, it's opened up as Estre gets a little bit held up behind one of the 240i BMWs. Marciello gets by without a problem. What is the gap going to be when they come up towards the line? I think it's maybe going to open up a bit, actually. 1.4 at the moment, but on this lap, it's been a huge lap for Marciello. It was 8 seconds the difference on the previous lap. This time it was 3 seconds, so the gap is 1.3 between the Grello Vantage Porsche and the 98 Rowe BMW, but the track is now completely green. So there is no slow zones, no code 60. So now we'll see on pure pace what is the difference between these two cars.
You made the point earlier on, Peter, and it bears repeating now that we've gone totally green on the circuit. Estre was being particularly careful into and out of slow zones, yellow flags, code 120s, code 60s. As the leader, and in a bright greeny yellow car, you are being scrutinised, as all of the cars are. There's GPS trackers on all of these cars, by the way, for race control purposes. Yellow flags coming out of Kesselchen for a moment, so we didn't stay green all the time. But let's find out now what the relative performance of these cars are through the traffic.
In the Grand Prix track, it's definitely the BMW. Over this entire stint, Marciello has pulled at least a second every lap just on the Grand Prix track. Yes, there's been in and out of slow zones at points, but it seems that on the Grand Prix track, the BMW is stronger than the Porsche. So the gap is now down to just 0.8 of a second, so Marciello is getting closer and closer. Is this a matter of time before Marciello gets past, because he is just pulling time out of Estre? Is there something more sinister?
Well, I said that a while ago.
911, because this is not very Kevin Estre. Or
well,
is he fuel saving? Is he worried about fuel? Is he trying to pit later in the race? Hard to say.
It may be that all of these yellows and slow zones, etc., has slightly masked a performance issue for the 911. They're not going to tell us. End of the Hudson back now. And there's what? 12, 15 cars lengths between them. They go over one of the many bridges on the Nordschleife where we were staying a couple of years ago. We could see them climbing this hill. Actually staying inside the circuit. That was a great find by our hosts at Nurburgring TV. I'll remind you, this, without any safety car intervention, is the battle for the lead we're talking about. At the top of the hill at Nurburgring now, before they drop down into the foxhole. 5 hours, 41 minutes to go.
Kevin Estre is coming up behind the number 27, 27 Lamborghini of Jordan Pepper, who's running a lap down. 7th position, but running a lap down.
Not quite a lap down yet. He's just on the end of the lead lap. Not that that's going to help.
He's let them go. He's let them go.
That's smart, boy. But nose to tail now, the leaders, the now Forest. How do you like this, Peter? How do you like this? What a last 40 minutes of our stint we're going to have. This will be broken up. The BMW actually will be in the pits, I think, at the end of this lap, won't he? So here's where the advantage lies with the 911. Even if Rafa Marciello gets by, and I tell you, Rafa will want, and BMW and Rover Racing will want to make the point that we can pass you. He will go through if he can. For my money here, Peter, he will go through if he can. As they're heading down towards Versiphen. Oh, and the leader has hit another car, and almost he has. It's cannoned one BMW into another. I think there's a hit there on the Rover BMW, and that's on Estre. That is on Estre. Oh my goodness me. And there's a car upside down. Is that the 98 car? It is.
No, it isn't. It was an Aston Martin.
Is it an Aston?
SP10 car, yeah. Tipped over as Estre tried to get through. It was just a misunderstanding.
The BMW is still going, but I'm sure there was a hit.
I don't know. But that
it'll be left rear. It'll be left rear if there was a hit.
That will surely be a penalty for Estre.
Yeah, you're right. It was the Aston Martin with the strike zone. No, Estre had no right to be down the inside there.
BMW misses it.
Had the bounce that I saw, that I thought was the hit on the BMW, was Rafa Marciello having to take to the curbs and go through. There is no, there's not. There's the pressure. That's exerting pressure. Exactly what we were talking about. And the BMW had to take to the curbs on the right-hand side just before Verstappen. There was a moment when I thought that Aston was going to hit the second place car, and Jordan Pepper, just being lapped, by the way, in 7th position, had to virtually come to a standstill. How do you see that one, Peter?
So difficult.
I tell you, the only thing that might get Estre away with that is he tried to back out of it and clip the curb, which put the car sideways. I bet that walked up the pit lane.
The Manthey crew, Thomas Prowning watching in the back of the garage. Oh, well, they may get a penalty, they might not. Thank goodness it's not our job to decide on that one. Already the mechanics going into action in case they're required. But that is big drama here at the Nurburgring 24 hours for 2025. Augusto Farfus's head in the hands. He's already got his helmet on, ready to take over from Raffaele Marciello. Now, that big launch over the curb for the Rowe BMW, they will be lucky to get away with damage there. The Durham Motorsport team, they're in utter desperation because their number 179 Aston is out. That's
upside down. Dave Alcock said, did the BMW team feed their drivers raw meat overnight? Right turn, Lover. When will the next 98 fuel stop be due? End of this lap, by the way. So Apple as well saying how many laps are the leaders. This time around for the BMW in second place, the 911 is under investigation. One more lap at the end of this one for Kevin Estre.
That decision, whether
that could be the race.
Yes, could be well be the difference of who wins this race with 5 hours and 36 minutes to go. I mean, if you look at the precedent, you look at the incident between the Rover BMW and the SRS Team Sorg Rennsport Cayman at Metzgesfeld 2 earlier on in the race. There was a 32-second penalty handed down for that, and then it was rescinded.
You can see why I thought that was the BMW when I could just see the side of the car, because it was the black and yellow.
Yeah, so
apologies for scaring everybody there.
It was rescinded. So with that precedent in mind, I would think that Manthey will be showing they're on board and saying, well, the driver just cut us off and we had nowhere to go and we weren't committing to it.
Have we got access to the 911 on board? Is that one of the points you can? Do you want to have a look at that and spin it back?
You do, yeah.
We've got a slow-moving car down through Flansgarden as well. The driver, by the way, of the Aston Martin, should have said this earlier, is out. He's in the marshal's post in the shade. Scary, scary moment for that Aston Martin, one of the SP10 cars. Did we work out which one it was?
176.
Thank you.
The Durham Motorsport Aston.
Was that the car leading its class?
Not sure. Excuse me, 179. Excuse me.
179
in the SP10 AM.
Durham Motorsport third in its class. That car. And here comes the leader to the end of the race, to the end of the back straight. Rolf Scheibner behind the wheel of that car. Good morning, Rolf. I'm Kevin Estre, and I'm coming through. That was a very un-Estre moment, wasn't it? It's what pressure does, though.
Yes, yeah, it is. It is, and it will hinge now very much on what race control make of that.
So the leader goes through onto what will be the last lap of this stint for the Manthey number 911. The Rover BMW about to take service, brand new tyres, brand new driver as well. So Raffaele Marciello will get a huge round of applause here. They'll want to have a look under the car at the front. So Rafa out.
Looking back at the onboard of the number 911 Manthey incident there, the Aston Martin sort of opens the door. It's an awkward corner because you've got basically three corners, miss, hit, miss, down towards Verstappen. The Aston Martin opened the door, Estre went for it, and then the door closed again.
Well, was he at a miss or a hit, though?
Well, that's it. So
he was at the miss, wasn't he? The one in the middle?
So it's a tricky one because it's downhill, it's very, very fast. There's big closing speed between a SP9 GT3 car and SP10 GT4 car. It opens the door slightly, the Manti car coming through, and then the door shuts as well. It's very, very difficult to call.
Faster car has to make a clean pass. And I mean, you're on the ragged edge there in everything. Even on a road car down there, it's scary. Even at 80% in a road car down there, it's scary. And just caught the barrier. The Aston just caught the barrier at the wrong angle. When Rolf goes over, he's out of the car, by the way. Rolf Scheibner.
So the Aston's on the brakes. Normally, maybe it wouldn't be on the brakes. Opens the door, so Estre's thinking, right, I can go through, up under the, and then the door starts shutting. He goes up under the curbs, and there's nowhere to go. I would not want to be the one calling that.
Also, Estre is on the curb. He hits the curb, which pitches the Porsche sideways. He was on the curb trying to avoid it. You would never want to be anywhere near that curb. But I mean, what? 3 feet? A metre and a half from that Aston Martin taking out the second place car. And then Marciello, Rafa, bunny hopping the curb on that BMW. I mean, you can watch it time and time again. It doesn't look any prettier.
Estre does amazingly. Once their contact is made, the rear end comes around and Estre's all over it, gathers it all back up, and it's like sort of slow-mo out of Fast and the Furious movie of the car bouncing into the line. Then, Raffaele Marciello clips the curb with the front of the car, puts it into that bunny hop, as you said, John, and then
the rear got very high on that car, and it will slamp down. That will have hurt in a racing seat, right on the bottom of your back.
They don't seem concerned.
No.
There's no mechanics around the car at all, so they do not seem concerned. That BMW M4 GT3 Evo is a strong old warhorse.
A few more.
Oh, stall for Marciello.
It's all right.
Oh dear.
It's all right. It's not Rafa in the car now, of course. It's Augusto Farfus who got in that car. Of course it is, yeah. It's a stall for Farfus. The affable Brazilian. His daughter, Victoria, also starting a career in motorsport, been doing some karting, being picked up now by the Iron Dames. And she's a sort of junior Iron Dames driver. Victoria having her birthday last week, I think. It's always around the time of Le Mans.